Hey, what's slicing everybody? Chris back with CAC Knives with another knife review video here today. We have a new brand to not only me, but to the channel. And this is Trivisa. Trivisa does have their own website, as well as you can buy their knives on Amazon, and White Mountain Knives also carries Trivisa. So this is a fairly new company within the knife community. And I was very impressed. I will show you the knife in a second, but this is a pretty good presentation already. Better material and craftsmanship, and a very nice box. And when you open this up, you're gonna get nice little layer of foam, right? There was what the knife was in. Came with this very nice leather sheath and microfiber cloth. It's just real nice when companies do things like this. Got a quality control inspected sticker. Wow. How many times do you see that on production knives, especially ones that are on like Amazon and stuff? And you got a little thank you and a warranty there, and how to sharpen, how to maintain. Wow. Very impressive. I didn't actually review all that stuff too much. And a little pouch if you want to hold your knife, at home or something. Keep it kind of secure if you don't have a knife case or anything. But just all this alone says something. And guys, during this video, we're going to keep in mind this knife is 80 bucks. So look how much stuff it came with already for 80 bucks that you don't see from other knife brands that I wish that you did 100%. So this is it. Now, this look is going to appeal and not appeal to different kinds of people, and that is okay. Some people do not like resin on knives. Some people don't like wood. I like both. I especially like resin, and it's going to be really hard to show how good that resin looks on the camera. But yeah, this is the knife. The VG10 core Damascus steel, which is the same Damascus that Spyderco uses on their Damascus knives. So, I mean, if you can't tell, it looks pretty much the same. If you've ever seen any of the Spyderco Damascus knives, I've reviewed one on my channel before. So it looks just like this. You can see get the camera to focus. You can see the core there in the middle of the blade, seeing it shining. The VG10 is what's in the middle, and the Damascus is the reflective on the left and the right. And then of course on the blade, that's what it looks like. So, and they got kind of a cool, kind of darker stonewash finish going on the VG10. Looks very nice. I would say the outer steel, it looks like a sort of 8CR, 9CR, 10CR, something like that. I'm guessing it has to be to get that nice shine going. Now these handles are very comfortable. I have large size gloves. They have very comfortable handles. And everything overall is pretty well done. They even stonewashed the liners and the backspacer. And let's see if we can see in there. It's going to be hard for you guys to see in there, but they did mill out the inside. I don't know if you could see them holes there. You can kind of see them there on the camera, but they even got, some milling on the liner as well. Now, the knife itself is kind of heavy. I wouldn't say it's crazy heavy for its size anyways, but it's kind of heavy. It is a very big knife. Let's show you some size comparisons here so you can see how big this knife is. Let's get my other resin knives that are in my collection out here. This is the Finch Hellfire. And kind of this, what did they call this? The Inferno Glitter resin. and my kind of customized CRKT Pilar. This is the smaller one, of course. But as you can see, this knife is huge. And it's definitely making the other two, letting them know who's the boss in this picture for sure. If you don't own either of those, we got the two that everybody knows, the QSP Penguin and the Civivi Elementum, of course. Pretty sure dang near everybody has held one of these two knives in their hand, if not both of them. And that's kind of the average. As you can see, this knife is probably, what, 30%, 40% above the average size knife. Let's go ahead and bring the Dimco 80-20.5 out as well. So yeah, this knife is definitely bigger than the Dimco as well, as you can see. That's okay. I really like big knives. I like all knives, I guess, but big knives are usually really easy to handle. Now, they did do a lot of special touches to this that I like, and there's a few things that I don't like. So let's go over that. The handles are very flush. There's no sharp edges. You feel it move into the different parts of the handle scope very well. Nothing is sharp. No pointy points. Besides maybe right there on the edge of the pocket clip. But we will get into that in a second. It's very grippy, especially with this front kind of engraving stuff that they added on here. It definitely helps with the grip. I'm kind of torn whether I like it or not. That was actually going to be kind of one of my complaints, but it kind of does serve a purpose. Some people think it looks cheap, and in some ways it does, but also in other ways it definitely adds to grip. Like if your finger's on there, it grips your finger very well. And as you can see here, they actually added some titanium pivot rings, which is kind of cool. See, I'm really been liking how much detail they've been putting into these knives. See how it's anodized, that kind of electric green to match the resin? It's a very nice detail that they did not have to do, but they did it anyways. And like I said, with the resin, it's very flush. Now, this aesthetic is not going to appeal to everyone, of course. You're either going to really love it or you're probably going to really hate it. And you can get different versions of this knife. White Mountain Knives has just shown a few different models. I think there's like a, what do you want to call it, ebony for the back part. And I don't even know if there's engraving on that one. And then there's one with kind of like this, kind of like carbon fiber that's similar to this on the Elementum on it. And again, they have different blades. I think you can get in Damascus and not Damascus. So, you know, it's kind of up to you. You can mix and match there, depending on what they have available and what they have in stock. Now, like I said, these front bolsters of the handle, you know, that's kind of going to be your opinion. Some of them always look jimpy. This kind of floral design doesn't look too bad. I don't really mind it very much. I mainly got the knife though for the VG10 mixed with the wood resin handles. I will say a good thing to compare this knife to is a carved EDC knife. I do not have one in my collection, but I have a video on one done prior, and you know, those knives are $100 or $120 depending on when you buy them. They have sales all the time. They're about half the size of this. They come with a 440C stainless blade, not VG10, which 440C is not bad. I would say VG10 is maybe a little bit better. And the clip on those is pretty much unusable. This clip here slides in and out of your pocket very well. It is kind of sharp, and it's kind of hard to lift up, like if you're just lifting it with your finger. But I'm not going to dog it all the way, because if you hold the top and slide it in, it does not shred your pocket. It actually goes in and out very smooth. I think it's just where this end edge is really sharp. You can't like pick it up with your finger. But hey, as long as it still is able to function as a pocket clip, I'm not going to complain a whole lot. Unfortunately, it is kind of embedded down into the handle or I might try to change it out with a Civivi clip. I may end up trying to do that anyways, kind of like I did with the Civivi here, where I only put one clip in, or one screw in. I think I could do that with this knife, and it would work out fine. So, yeah, it's on bearings. Can reverse flick it. As you heard, it has a very high snap. It's pretty dang smooth. I have not lubed it up or messed with it in any way. This is how it came. Centering, it's pretty dang close, as you can see there. It may be just very slightly to the right, but it's pretty close. And let's keep in mind, you know, this is $80, okay? And the amount of precision that went into this, and the amount of steps at the factory that went into this, and, you know, just the overall look, I would say this knife is worth $80 for sure. VG10 steel, you know, it's got the cool anodized titanium pivot rings, it's got pearl resin handles. I mean, let's even just bring out the Finch knife here. You know, very well-known company. I love Finch to death. We got a titanium clip on this bad boy. Also on bearings. Steel is 154 cm. You know, in terms of blade steel, you know, I'd say the Finch is a little bit better. 154 cm, I would say, is a little bit better than VG10 overall. But I mean, these knives aren't very different. They have about the same amount of titanium on them. This one's just larger, so of course it weighs more. But I think if this knife was the size of this knife, they'd weigh about the same, honestly. And you know, it's crazy because this knife here, it costs, I got on traditional pocket knives, I think it costs about $135, where this is $80. So, you know, doing that math, this is definitely worth it, right? If we're going to compare it to a more popular and well-known company like Finch, it's definitely worth it. So yeah, I definitely have no complaints, except for maybe that clip. I know some people, like I said, think this is kind of cheap looking, which, you know, apples and oranges. I like the looks of this knife, and when things like this become available, it's like, okay, well, it's like half a gas station knife, but with good materials. Like, you know, you got the good wood pearl resin, you got some titanium, you got VG10 core. It's not like 440A, insanely heavy, you know. Oh man, crappy factory, you know, not caring about knife people. It's not one of these. This thing is like 20 pounds or something crazy. I know that was an exaggeration, but if you held that in your hand and then you held this in your hand, you know what I mean. This thing probably weighs probably between 6 to 8 ounces, but it's a big knife, guys. Like, I can't really underestimate how big this knife is. Let me get my Mora out here just to show you. Here's a Mora. Here's my Mora. It's bigger than the Mora. Mora is a fixed blade, so it's a, you know, it's not much bigger, but it is bigger. So yeah, it's a pretty good sized knife. So it maybe is a tad bit heavy for its weight, but not much. Improvements I think they could have done, I would have preferred 10 to 15 extra dollars just to do kind of plain titanium bolsters on the front here. Because if we bring out the turns here, I think this aesthetic in the front is a little better. Like if this would have been kind of floral up here like this is, I don't think this would look as good. I just think that would look better, just plain titanium up there like that, than this. But let me know your opinions. Do you like it? Do you like to look at this knife? I'll probably do a knife wars actually with this against that Turin's knife. And we'll see which one I think comes out on top, because they're about the same price, with a lot of different things and a lot of different materials going on. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you liked the video, consider subscribing. We're almost at 500. Once I hit 500, I will do a giveaway. So I will do my first giveaway on the channel. I'm pretty excited for that. But I gotta hit 500 first. It's a personal goal I set for myself. So, you know, if that's something you guys are interested in, you like seeing crazy knives like this, my channel is full of videos of crazy knives already, and I will just keep bringing them out. I still have at least half of my collection probably that I still haven't even shown on video. I do a knife review about once a week, and every now and then I'll do a different kind of video besides a review. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and enjoy the rest of your week.